Hey there, it's Mike Dance at Brookside Cloud Consulting in Austin, Texas. We've been in business here since 2002, had Cap Metro for several years as a client, and I just really don't like what's been going on as far as the process they went through to make a recommendation to your board on a procurement of a Cisco Webex contact center solution. It's absolutely ridiculous what they're looking at doing, and I just wanted to let you know so maybe there's something you can do to help me stop this from happening. This is my final attempt for reasons for disqualifying the Cisco Webex Contact Center or call center response for this RFP they did for the modernization of phone and call center projects. What a mess. It's crazy. So, for more than 24 years in Austin, I've had Brookside Cloud Consulting, which helps business, government agencies, and everybody, including Cap Metro for 4 or 5 years back in the day through a DIR contract. Basically keep them modernize their communications, strengthen safety, and reduce operating costs through best-in-class cloud technologies and network services. Based in Austin, we have over 40 years experience and can sell 400 different types of products, including Cisco, when it makes sense. We help all types of organizations find the right solution based on their specific ecosystem, as well as eliminate unnecessary complexity and maximize their technology investments. From initial design and vendor selection through the implementation, training, and ongoing support, Brookside has decades of experience, can be trusted advisor in every step of the way. And we supported them, like I said, for years when they had Nortel. And I don't know, the people today don't have any idea what's going on with call center. They've kind of run off everybody as part of their consolidation of the department, more or less, of networking and telecom. Anyway, these are all different some of the companies that I support. As you can see, they're all major companies. I help from it's free help. I help free from design to contracts to implementation because the vendors pay me. So at the last Cap Metro board meeting on July 27th, they put approval for resolution for the president CEO and or designee to finalize and execute a contract with the consortium group, the replacement of their phone system, with for exceed not to exceed $1.5 million, which is just highway robbery. The slide they presented in the board meeting shows future state capabilities that Cisco WebEx doesn't do now. They did when they started, but they don't now, such as improved workforce forecasting, coaching, call recording, and analytics, as well as integration to Microsoft Teams, which the agency's already using, and made a major change to what they're looking at doing. Is it going to be a major disruption to your users and your network and everything, moving when you have Microsoft and Cisco trying to work together? So it says what you did, what you want is provides better visibility into the call activity. Why are these people calling? Is there any way to use, AI to process some of this? So, and then it comes down to financial summary comparison. This is where it really gets ugly. So, based on what they're saying and just kind of reverse engineering it backwards, they're looking at spending 1.5 million over 3 years. There's year 4 and 5, so a 5-year total of $2 million for a phone system. Okay. Versus 700, less than $1 million, $756,000 if they went with Nice. And Nice is what they use at Austin, the police department, as well as Austin Energy. It's a very nationally or internationally, it's a large player in the space. And I went in and got a heck of a deal at $756,000 because I knew their normal pricing wasn't going to work. But Cisco came in and basically the vendor they work with, E-Consortium, is one of their vendors already. And the way these companies are paid today is based upon your monthly amount. So the higher the monthly fee is, the more people like them make, right? So here's how much more we're talking about. The additional cost to go with E-Consortium and Cisco over the NICE solution. The NICE would do the installation and support direct, and they have an entire solution, 100% NICE, not 4 or 5 vendors getting involved. Kind of like what we have today at Cap Metro. It's so expensive, costs about $1 million a year. Anyway, so what we're looking at here, is, if I like to look at the cost per user. If we look at what the cost per user is, it's $133.29 a user if we go with WebEx, what they're wanting to approve, versus $38.81 for really a much better solution, to be honest with you. So is it really worth, not, is it really worth $30,000 more a month? I mean, that's what we're talking about here. 30,000 a month. That's crazy. Is it 3.4 times better than what NICE offers? Is it $1.2 million better over 5 years? No, it's not. NICE is, like I said, $38 a user, and Cisco's 133. That's a bottom line there. Take the monthly amount, divide it by the users, do the math. That's what you got. But at the end of the day, Cisco now today doesn't meet the requirements of the RFP that Cap Metro did, and they should be disqualified. Nice is purpose-built for designed around Microsoft Teams and meets all the requirements of the RFP. Cisco, it competes with Teams, and that's why they did away with their integration. When we started talking about E-Consortium Group, these guys have been just hammering these guys with, it's a Houston-based company. All the people that actually do the desktop support are actually in India. So it's kind of an interesting situation that all the money here goes to Austin, goes to Houston. Not one drop lands in Austin. There's nobody with that company in Austin, and there's nobody probably in Texas. But you look at the contracts that they already have over the last couple of years, it really adds up to about $2.8 million that they already have awarded to these e-consortium guys. And this is going through 31 and 30. You see the different term, how long these contracts go. So what they want to do is they want to add 1.5 million on top of it so that the total spend for the last couple of years with this e-consortium group, this Houston-based MSP, is $4.4 million. And these are all jobs that could use the local IT people, which are getting laid off at all these big companies around here. And these people pay the local sales tax that funds Cap Metro. That's what drives me crazy. So this is what a quote looked like that we put together based on the RFP that we didn't get to add, didn't get to respond to. They didn't let anybody respond to it but Cisco. If they would have went with NICE, this is what it looks like. You see it's about $12,000 a month, total upfront cost around 35. I mean, it's crazy, so it's $38 user a month. So this is about a third of what everything's a third or a fourth of what it would be compared to Cisco. So someone that's not biased towards a single vendor in Cisco should really look at the difference because it's huge. I mean, financially, this is crazy. Y'all are trying to double your rates these days, and you had all kinds of labor issues and stuff with the drivers. I mean, this is the last thing you need is controversy in this space. This NICE is proven. It's designed for this. It's the proven CX leader for AI. These guys didn't even talk about AI, and AI would probably wipe out half their call center agents as far as the cost. Why are people calling Cap Metro? If it's not online or it's not in the app, what are they calling for? So this is what we would like to put in, for like $12,000 a month instead of what 40 something. Anyway, so it's got everything, all the features, all the capabilities. It's integrated 100% and designed around teams, designed around people like exactly what they asked for in the RFP. And then they have a really neat integration so that the headsets can go right into the software phone, which is built into the application. So NICE is the number one solution provider for this in this space, has been for 11 years. I mean, so this is crazy. And Cisco's new to it, right? They're basically, they were developing a solution right now, but well, let's just say that's all been put on hold with all the layoffs. So Cap Metro's IT department originally acted like they were going to do what was best for Cap Metro and did a proof of concept with Cisco, Webex, Ring Central, and NICE, all managed by E-Consortium Group, which is kind of, a wolf watching the sheep, They're the Cisco reseller bidding on this. They're the guys that actually won the bid, and they're the ones doing the proof of concept. So Cap Metro released an RFP after that, after they went through that process, and they eliminated Ring Central because they were not compliant with some of the things that Cisco's not compliant with now after the changes. Anyway, so they released RFP in May that required full Microsoft Teams interoperability for 275 users, modern contact center for 125 agents with an integrated workforce management, quality assurance, screen capture, recording, and all that. But then they only allowed Cisco WebEx to be the only ones to bid on it. And then in the process of when the bid started to when it is today, Cisco announced in April that they were discontinuing Microsoft Teams integration and ended their relationship with Calabrio, which is what provides the workforce management and quality assurance partnership. This eliminated the main mandatory required features and capabilities before the RFP was even due. As a result, Cisco proposed WebEx system no longer meets any of the functional requirements of the RFP created by Cap Metro, creating a critical mismatch in a Microsoft first organization like Cap Metro and a major red flag for any municipality relying on Microsoft Teams as its core competition, communications and collaborations ecosystem. Once again, Cap Metro should have hired local IT people since they pay the local sales taxes. Then, okay, we start looking as part of this formal procurement protest. How can Cap Metro justify doing business with these companies? I mean, God, it's been 3 or 4 times more for a solution that doesn't meet the specs. What are you going to tell the board? And I mean, it just doesn't make any sense because we start looking at this like I put this in the chat GPT. Did Cisco get caught bribing city officials at the city of Dallas and Houston? Yes, they did. They were accused of engaging in corrupt practice, secure contracts, gain favorable treatment in public practice. This is something Cisco's done for years with school districts and cities all the time, and they never get caught. These allegations include providing gifts, travel, and other incentives, like trips to Pebble Beach to play golf and stuff like that. I've seen this over the last few years. They do a lot of stuff that's what we would consider to be bribery and corruption, but they get away with it because they're Cisco. And then did Cisco get in trouble with the city of Austin in the past? Yeah, it had issues with the city of Austin. One it's incurred where they had to pay $4 million to the city because they didn't upgrade the city's public safety communication system in a timely manner, or I don't know. They claim they didn't deliver what they were going to bring. And it's the same thing. This could be the same thing again. Then E-Consortium, who's the MSP, that's the Cisco dealer, more or less, who's going to do all the work. Has E-Consortium ever been in trouble with the state of Texas and the DIR? Yes, they face scrutiny and legal challenges involving the state and the DIR. Contract disputes, compliance, yada yada yada. So then there's AI. They didn't even look at AI. AI is the first thing you look at today when you're going to design a call center to try to establish how much of this can be self-service and done with AI versus how many live people do we need, because live people cost us money. Then there's grants. They didn't even look at the grants. I mean, FEMA has grants, Federal Transit Administration because it has special grants. I mean, and then a lot of it's tied back to safety, but the safety, it doesn't matter how you get it. It's money for safety, and they need to upgrade and look at having a real-time crime center for their police officers. That would all be funded by these grants, like from the Office of Violence on Women to the Department of Justice. They've got some stuff. They got money for you, and then you've got municipal bus companies they've got a transit security grant program through FEMA, intercity bus. These are all ways to pay for this stuff, and they didn't even look at it. It doesn't make any sense. They're just throwing money away like it's going out of style. So the transit, the grant programs, they all help, but basically pay for the equipment and or installation. So even TxDOT has 123 million in funding approved by to summer to support transit programs across the state. That's to help bus companies. That's what it's all about. And then Governor Greg Abbott, jumped in the middle of it. And he's got, they're throwing so much money at public safety. It's not even funny. And Cap Metro needs their safety situation figured out. I mean, weapon and knife detection would be great since people are getting shot and stabbed on the buses sometimes. And it's really could be all avoided. But anyway, so the whole at the end of the day, they could have an emergency management system that would get paid for, and then real-time crime center, and we can roll into that the phone system stuff too, because it's all part of the same general what we call ecosystem, right? So I mean, that's what I do. Brookside Cloud Consulting here in Austin, voice over IP, Microsoft Teams, like you guys have, customer experience in call centers, conversational AI, robots more or less answering the phone and transferring all that, collaboration, video, high-speed internet, emergency management, and payment processing. These are all ways that I could help a veteran-owned business here in Austin that's 20-something years old that knows everybody they need to know to make this all happen, but got cut off by the people that are, basically by Abu. That's the problem. Abu. Anyway, and Tanya's not involved at all. So that's kind of where we're at. I'd love to talk more about this and help you guys if I can. Let me know.